Yet, not quite there yet. We're getting ready to go live real soon here.
Okay.
Hold on.
Tell me when to count down to 3.
Okay, you'll hear the noise. You're live, Kat.
Welcome to the Kat Kanavos Show here on New Earth TV. And I'm your host. I'm a 3-time breast cancer survivor whose dreams diagnosed my illness, and the author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Dr. Larry Burke. In a world that is increasingly bitter, a new book has just arrived, filled with sweetness and wisdom, and it's topped with a dash of charm and a pinch of old-fashioned great storytelling. So our guests, we have 2 of them tonight, are the authors, John David Mann and Chef Charles Michael, and they're going to talk to us about their book, The Recipe, which is the recipe for love. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. Happy to be here.
You're so welcome. So let's start with the first question, going to John David Mann. Tell us a bit about yourself and how you came up with the idea for this book. Is John David with us?
I see he's on mute.
He's on mute. It's always fun when we have more than one person on here. It's like
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. So, John, tell us just a little bit about yourself as far as becoming an author of this book. Why you?
Sure. So I've got to be honest. It was Charles's idea. I mean, Charles is the chef. He's the man with the experience in the kitchen. So he sought me out because I was co-author of a little book called The Go-Giver, which is a. And by the way, are you hearing me?
Yes. You're breaking up a little bit, but it's okay. Our audience knows. We're live right now.
All right.
At Kanavos.
Yes. I just want to make sure you're hearing me. I'm not just moving my mouth. Yeah. So I co-authored a little book called The Go-Giver, which was a business parable, story that aimed to give essentials, but to teach some principles, teach some lessons, some life lessons. And Charles, it caught his eye. He liked the story, and he sought me out and invited me out to his country club and told me about this idea he had for a story about a young boy, an old chef, and I instantly fell in love with the idea. So that's how our friendship and our partnership started, and that's how the book started. So,
Chef Charles Carroll, I love that idea. A young boy and an older chef. Mm-hmm. Tell us how you came up with the idea then for this book.
Well, first of all, John agreed to come on board mostly because he knew he was going to eat well for the next couple of years. But I mean, I wanted to write a book that was going to be everywhere and wanted to touch people's hearts. And it's not a true story about me, but there are a lot of things in there I know about and that I've seen, been a part of. My dad and my mom, and in a diner in Vermont, and we just want to touch people's hearts, and it's a great story. And so John's right. I wanted to say that John reached out to me. That's not what happened. But so John was generous enough to come on board, and he basically took all my words and made them 3D and widescreen and amazing. I mean, John's the pro, and I was just the dreamer.
Oh, sounds like a wonderful story. So is this, Charles, is this actually a recipe book, and are you truly a chef?
I am truly a chef. That's right. I've been blessed. I grew up in a country inn in Vermont, and my dad's a chef, my brother's a chef, and I've been a part of 8 different culinary Olympic teams. I'm currently a chef in Houston at one of the top country clubs in the United States. And really been blessed with a lot of wonderful things in my life. Going to the White House and going to Afghanistan and doing a lot of special things like that. And so no, it's not a recipe book. It's a parable, and that's why John is so good at it. He's a pro, and it's a story that's going to take you on a roller coaster ride. It's about a little boy who loses his dad at a young age, and he's mad at the world and mad at God, and this crusty old diner chef who's a retired military guy, he sees this happening, and he reaches out, pulls the boy in. In each chapter is a life lesson. In each chapter, they cook something together. And it's special. But to that point, there are some recipes at the end of the book. There are a few recipes in there, about 18 or 19 recipes. So, and John's cooked every one of them.
Have you, John? Did you cook all those recipes? I think we might have lost
No, you got me. I sure did. Yeah, in the process of writing, I spent half my time at my desk and half my time in the kitchen. It was a blast. Charles is being modest. The truth is, he is a gold medalist at the Culinary Olympics. And yes, there is a Culinary Olympics every 4 years, just like the Athletic Olympics, held in Germany. And Charles has been on 8 Olympic teams as a raft of gold medals. I know because I've been at home and I've seen them. So he's won every award and every distinction in the culinary world. You don't see him on television because he's a working man. He's running a country club, food at one of the most prestigious country clubs in the country. But he's amazing in the kitchen, and he's equally amazing. You better go away, Charles. Equally amazing mentoring teams. Really what he lives for. So the book it's not the story of his life, but it's very much the spirit of his life captured in a story. And I spill the beans and just say that the story is so touching that it caught the eye of some folks in Hollywood, and it's going to be turned into a movie in the next year. So we're pretty excited about that.
That is exciting. And, just listening to the parallels in the book, which I wasn't aware of all this, I spend my summers on Cape Cod, and I went to school in Vermont, Brattleboro, Vermont. That's where I did my internship for special ed. And my parents were in the military. I was born in Frankfurt, Germany.
Wow.
So I grew up with German food, and I loved to cook. So I have got to get this book immediately.
Well, this book's got your name all over it then.
It does. Yeah. So Charles, how can we get this book? How can the audience get this book?
Well, it's on Amazon, and we would love everybody to go on Amazon. And this is why they should go, Kat, because as John just mentioned, this, I'm so proud. This book is about to become a movie, and we're going to start shooting in October. That's what we're hoping to do, start shooting in October. This is amazing. John and I are on the phone once a week, and or if not more, and we just looked at the slide deck of the movie, and I can't tell you how excited it is to actually see your dream show up on a slide deck and what the movie could be and who the actors could be. And so we need everybody to go to Amazon. We need them to buy a book, and then we need them to leave us a review there. We're doing very, very well. The book's doing very well, and the reviews are very generous. But that's what helps, encourage the movie. So, we could be more excited.
Oh, that is exciting. And do you know where the movie's going to be shot?
We're looking at Quebec right now, and because it has a lot of Vermont similarities, and also has a great tax break for us. But we're also, Vermont is very, I grew up in Vermont, so it's important that we show, the vision of Vermont and St. Johnsbury, Vermont, and we want to bring something back there. And it just so happens that our production company and a couple of the celebrities that are involved also have a passion for Vermont. So it's really magical how the stars are lined up.
Vermont is a magical area. So, John David Mann, tell me, how do you feel about all this? All of a sudden, you got involved with this book, and now it's going to be a movie. What's your gut feeling on that?
My gut feeling is pretty happy about that. It's really exciting. I've written about 24 books. I've been involved in a lot of projects over the years with all kinds of interesting people. I've written with Navy SEALs. I've written with business leaders. I've written with politicians. I've written with all kinds of, old, young, men, women, conservative, liberal, everybody. But the thing that they all have in common is they're all great stories. I love a great story. However, this is the first book that I've done that's making the whole trek to Hollywood. It's going to be made into a movie, so I'm very, very excited about it. I'll be there in Montreal. They won't be able to get rid of me.
Oh, God, that is just so exciting. And actually, I was getting all kinds of tweets on Facebook here because we are live on the Kathleen O'Keefe Cannabis Facebook page. And the audience is like rooting for you big time. So I want to thank both of you for being on the show today. It's amazing how quickly the time went. And I'd love to have you guys come back and tell us what's happening while you're doing the shooting and maybe share one of those fabulous stories with us.
Oh, fantastic. Totally.
Great. Well, good luck to both of you. I'm so glad we could get you on, and I'm so happy about your book and the upcoming TV show. And for those of you who are still tuned in, don't go away. Our next guest is Dr. Keisha Ewings, and she's talking about your immune system. And she's talking from someone who survived an immune system breakdown. So don't go away. Thank you again, both of you, John and Charles, for being on. And we're going to be watching your book go up, 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 up.
Thank you so much.